Cardinal Willem Eijk is not the kind of bishop who does things for show. A trained physician with doctorates in medical bioethics and philosophy, he's spent decades defending life against euthanasia, abortion, and gender ideology in one of Europe's most secular countries. So when the Archbishop of Utrecht and Primate of the Netherlands celebrated his first public Pontifical High Mass in the Tridentine Rite on March 15th, the Catholic world took notice. The Mass took place at Our Lady of the Immaculate Conception Church in Oss, a building acquired by the Priestly Fraternity of St. Peter after it was relinquished by a parish facing declining numbers and financial strain. I am very pleased that this church will therefore remain a Roman Catholic church, Eijk said. For the cardinal, learning the old rite required effort. He'd declined earlier invitations because he wasn't familiar with the form. This year, he spent time at a monastery of the Institute of Christ of the King in Germany to master it. The result was, in his words, a very impressive and unforgettable experience. The church was filled. Most were young, and there were also many families. There was widespread recourse to the sacrament of penance. What struck Eijk most wasn't just the turnout, but who turned out. Alongside regular attendees of the traditional Mass were Catholics who usually take part in Eucharistic celebrations according to the Novus Ordo. Some traveled from Germany and Belgium. He saw this as part of a broader pattern. Over the last 5 years or so, we have seen an increasing number of young people joining the Church each year, including those baptized but not raised in faith, who later discovered Catholicism, usually via social media. His observation cuts both ways. It is striking that a not inconsiderable number of them find their way to Christ and His Church through the Tridentine liturgy. Eijk's homily tied the gospel miracle of the loaves directly to the Eucharist, rejecting symbolic interpretations. He recalled a priest in the 1950s who told schoolchildren the miracle was merely an instance of sharing, a banalization of catechesis taken to the extreme. What that priest said, Eijk said, is not in the gospel. Jesus really performed this sign of the miraculous multiplication of the loaves. He grounded his argument in creation itself. The starting point of the Christian faith is that God created the universe out of nothing. If he could do that, then he can also multiply bread in a miraculous way. This is the same cardinal who co-authored an important manual of Catholic medical ethics and has consistently warned of apostasy from the truth in parts of the Church. He was one of the cardinals who signed a 2018 letter urging Pope Francis to clarify Amoris Laetitia's ambiguities. He has opposed euthanasia in a country where it's now legal for physically healthy 29-year-olds on grounds of depression. His profile is consistent, doctrinally clear, liturgically traditional, pastorally engaged. Eijk's decision to celebrate the old rite publicly comes as Pope Leo XIV signals openness to generous inclusion of traditional liturgy. The French bishops received a March 18th letter from the Vatican urging concrete solutions to heal a painful wound concerning the celebration of Mass. It also comes as SSPX plans episcopal consecrations for July 1, an act that would almost certainly trigger excommunication. Eijk's approach offers a different path, integration, not confrontation. He's not picking a fight. He's learning the rite, welcoming the FSSP into his archdiocese, and showing that reverence and unity can coexist. For Eijk, this isn't about nostalgia, it's about what draws people to Christ. He sees young people finding faith through the traditional liturgy. He sees families praying together, confessions being heard, churches being filled in a country where Catholic practice has collapsed. The cardinal ends his interview with a simple observation. Those who attended are very grateful and delighted that I celebrated it according to the Tridentine Rite. Whether other bishops will follow his example and whether Pope Leo's openness will extend beyond France remains to be seen. But one thing is clear: the most bioethically rigorous cardinal in Europe has cast his vote for tradition.